What's up everyone, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today in this video we are going to do one more Python exercise. So if you are a beginner Python coder and looking to practice your skills, then this video is absolutely for you. Watch this video till the end and hopefully you will learn something new from this video. What are we going to do today? We are going to create a script that's going to take images in bulk and then resize them. Let's say I have this folder here and I have right now I have only 3 images. Let's say you have hundreds of images inside this folder and you have been assigned to edit these pictures and resize them one by one. So you need to resize hundreds of pictures, and if you try to do this task manually, then it's going to be very tedious and you will end up not doing it. So what we can do is we can try to write a script and automate this process with Python. That's exactly what we are going to do today. So if I close this folder here and come to my Visual Studio Code, let me first tell you how we can accomplish this task. As I already told you, we have hundreds of images. Easier way to resize images will be to maintain the aspect ratio. So we'll first calculate the aspect ratio, which will be the height divided by the width of the image, and then we can set a fixed width or height, and according to that fixed width or height we can resize each and every image in that folder. It may sound a little complicated right now, but when we will start coding, you will know what I am trying to say. As we are working with images, we are going to need one Python module which is called Pillow. If it's not installed on your computer, you can go ahead and install it. The library is called the Pillow library, and in order to install it, you need to go to the command line and simply type in pip install pillow and it will be installed on your computer. But you need to keep in mind, in order to import the Pillow, we write import PIL, not import Pillow. It's because Pillow is a wrapper around this PIL library, which stands for Python Image Library. You need to keep that in your mind. All of that out of the way, let's start coding. Actually, we are not going to import the whole Pillow library. We only need one module from that library, and it's called the image module. So I'll say from PIL import image. Let me first show you how we can open an image using this image module. So I can define a variable IM and set it equal to image.open. And this image.open is going to take the file path to our original files. All my images are the images folder, and I'm going to open one.jpg image. If I say something like im.show, it should display the image that I'm trying to open. So if I run the code, we should get an image opened up in my default Windows photo viewer. So as you can see, our script successfully opened up an image. So let's close it and continue. So now that we have seen how to open an image using this image module, now what we are going to do is, actually I first want to show you something. So if I simply print this IM, let's see what we are getting. If I print IM, run the code, you can see we are getting something like this, and it's actually a PIL image object. And as you all know, that objects have properties and methods. This image object also has some properties. One of them is .size. So let's see what this size will give us. You can see it's returning a tuple of values, and the first value is the width of the image and the second value is the height of the image. And it also has some methods, and one of those methods is resize. That's actually what we are going to use today. And this resize takes tuple of values, and as you guessed it, the first value will be the width. Let's keep it 100, and the second value will be the height. Let's keep it 80. And if I get rid of this print statement here and store it in IM variable, IM equals to this thing, and finally say im.show, let's see what we get. As you can see, we get the original image in the resized version. It has the new width and the new height. But the problem with this approach is that we are not maintaining the aspect ratio at all, because of which our image may come out distorted. We might not give it the appropriate width and heights, which will make our images look very ugly. So in order to maintain the aspect ratio, what we are going to do is we are going to create a function. So I'll come up here and define a function def resize, and it will take the image object as first argument, new underscore width as the second argument. And inside here, the first thing that we are going to do is get the width and height of our image. So I can say width, height equals to im.size. as I already showed you that this im.size returns a tuple, and I'm unpacking the values of those tuples into individual variables. If you don't know about this, the unpacking of tuples, this is how we do it. So now we will calculate the ratio, and ratio will be equal to height divided by the width of our image, and then we can simply calculate the new underscore height of our image, and that will be equal to int ratio multiplied by new underscore width. So by this little metric here, we are maintaining the aspect ratio of our image. So we can come down here and say resized underscore image is equal to im.resize, pass in the tuple of values. It's resize.resize, pass in the tuple of values, which will be the new underscore width comma new underscore height. And finally, we can return the resized image. So this function is resizing our image and maintaining the aspect ratio based on the new width that we provide to it. So now let's use this function and see what we get. So I can say im underscore resized is equal to resize, pass in the image object, and let's pass in the width as 200. And then I can say im underscore resized dot show and run the code. Let's see what we will get. You can see we have resized the image successfully, and we have also maintained the aspect ratio of our original image. So far we have seen how to resize image and maintain the aspect ratio on one single image. But as I told you in the beginning of this video, we are going to resize images in bulk. So how to apply the same thing on images in bulk? As you know, all my images are stored in this images folder. So I'm going to list out all the files in this folder first, loop through all those files, and then apply this function to each and every image, and then save all the new images, which will be the resized images. So in order to list all the files, I need one more thing, that is the OS module. So I'll import OS, and I'll come down here. I'll first comment this code for now, and I'll come here and say files equals to os.listdir. So this function os.listdir will list out all the files in the specified folder, which in our case is images folder. So if I print files, let's see what we get. You can see we get a list of all the files names which are inside my images folder. So now we can simply loop through all those files. So I can say for file in files, and then we need to check if the file that is inside this folder is actually an image. So in order to do that, I am going to define a list and name that list extensions, and it's going to be a list of all the extensions that I'm going to allow. So the first one will be JPG, second one will be JPEG, third one will be PNG, fourth one will be GIF. So I'll work with these 4 extensions. You can add a few more. After that, I can come inside this for loop, and first I need to check what the extension of our file is. So I'm going to do that by this process. I'll say ext equals to file dot split, splitted by a dot, splitted by a dot. So if we print the ext, let's see what we are getting. You can see we are getting list of values. We are getting the file name and the extension as the second element. We are also getting a file name and also getting the extension. But there's a problem. There's one more problem. Let's rename this one. Let me rename it and add one more dot inside here and run our code again. You can see now we are getting 3 elements inside this list. So in order to grab the extension will always be the last element of this list. So in order to grab that, we can come here and simply say file.split by dot and then give me the last element. So if I print the extension now, you can see we are getting the extensions alone. And then I can come here and run a if statement. So I'll say if ext in extensions. So I'm checking if the extension of the file is in this list of extensions that we have predefined. So then what we need to do is we first need to open the image. So I can say im equals to image dot open and pass in the file, and then I can simply say im underscore resized equals to im dot equals to resize, passing the image object and the new width, let's say 300. This should successfully resize all our images. Next, the final thing that we have to do in this video is to save those resized images. So in order to save one image, we need to define the file name and the path to that image. So I'm going to define a variable name, or let's say I'm going to define a variable file path and set it equal to fstring images slash curly braces the file name dot jpg. So this is going to be our file path, and finally I can say im underscore resized dot save, and I'm going to pass in the file path. So let's give it a try. Let's see if our images will be resized or not. So if I run the code, so we have one error. So we are getting an error here. That's because when I'm trying to open the image just here, I'm only giving it the file name, not the actual file path. So I need to add this images slash then plus file. So now this should work. If I run the code, you can see it ran successfully. If I open my folder, you can see we have 6 images now. We only had 3 when we started, and that's because we have one original image and one resized image, one original image and one resized image, one original and one resized. So we have successfully resized images in bulk and maintained the aspect ratio of those images. So now, in order to make your code much more better, you can either save these images in some separate folder and name that resized images, so that everything is not in one single folder. Rest is up to you. You can add some more things to the script and make it much more better. But this is it from me, and I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video for whatever reason, please give this a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. It helps me and it keeps me motivated for creating much more content like this. So I'll see you in the next one. Till then, peace out.